have not seen us a while, since episode 16, this is episode 17, I think it's been about 2 months. The last time you saw us, we were talking about a Minecraft movie. We talked about Sinners. And we probably posted a ton of shorts that Ian created and created a lot of disdain on our channel. But now we're here. It's been a while. There's a ton of updates, I guess. Not like most of it really matters to most of you because we don't have a lot of subscribers to this channel. But we appreciate the ones that do watch.
Fast.
Go ahead.
I want to cut you off real fast. Hi, I'm Ian, and today I'm joined with my boy Jared.
I was gonna do that.
Oh, you looked like you sound like you cut right into
I was building up to it, dude. Okay.
I was like, oh, that was like a lot of. I was like, holy
just
crap.
about to hit it because I was gonna introduce myself and then say. So as I was gonna do, dude, we haven't done this in a while, guys. We're new to this again. This is the start over again. So I'm Jared, the host, and another fellow host, a co-host, is my boy Ian. So Ian, what's been going on with you, boy? It's been about 2 months.
Yeah, no, just a lot of things changing currently. Like I was moving, so I moved back to the mainland from Hawaii, and now I'm back there. I'm still kind of in between doing some stuff, but it's been a pretty tumultuous time. I will say, 0 out of 10 recommend moving from an island back to the mainland. It's like so stressful, especially with a baby. But no, it wasn't too bad. It's just been, like I said, it's been very tumultuous and. Just like sorry for being like going dark on everybody. For those who do pop in and listen, we always appreciate your time. We always appreciate you giving us part of your day, whatever that is. And yeah, it's really all I've had going on.
Yeah, I mean, mine's a little bit more negative. I'm now unemployed. I lost my job, so that sucks.
It does suck.
But other than that, I've been in pretty good spirits. The first couple of days really blew chunks, and I was miserable. But have good people in my life. I have a good partner and stuff like that, so I won't get too sappy on you guys. It's been fine. I'm just looking for jobs like anybody else, and. The biggest thing is, sadly enough, like we talked about this somewhat recently about like movies have always been like my comfort, but it's been the one thing that like I feel sad about a little bit right now is that I've had no attention span to watch movies. I did get through a lot of these Penny Marshall movies that we're about to talk about. But other than that, I really have not watched anything else. Like I think that month that I lost my job, I watched 5 movies. Which is insane.
Yeah, I mean,
I
know whenever I was going through, I was gonna say, I know whenever I went through those years ago when we were doing this, and it kind of, I don't know. It's just, I know for me, I always feel like if I'm doing something like that, I could be using it to do something like more productive, right? Like, so it's just like this, it's kind of like a shame thing, kind of like not shame, but like, guilt. It's like I feel guilty for like doing this because out of it, but you can only do so much. You can only keep doing it. So on that note though, if you're someone looking for a professional that has years in like media production, social media, and so on, I know a guy that's looking for an opportunity,
especially remote positions, please.
Well, I was gonna say, how would you describe your talents? Like, what would you like when you put your?
I'm definitely
on your
more
resume?
of a videographer type of fella. So I'm also like, I guess, a multimedia specialist. So I'm sort of specialized in all aspects of multimedia, so photography, video. I also do some sort of web, not design, but more of.
I know you do like webmastering.
Webmastering, SEO a little bit here and there. So I have plenty of over a decade of experience. Is what my resume said.
Decade or so.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I was gonna say because we met because you started this. Like you're 10
years
like
ago.
We met because we were in. All right, so like background for us, I guess, since we're on the life update, kind of like life background, but like I failed out of my community college for like the third time, and while I was doing that, I was working at an IT help desk, and Jared was new to this college and doing this stuff, and then we had to do server monkey surveys. and go and bring those damn things around.
Dumbest way to do it.
Like I still just like, even back then, I think
iPads.
I remember talking to Doug about it, and a guy we work with there, he was over IT, and like you could just literally give them the SurveyMonkey link, like, right, like you could just give it to a teacher. Like most of these classes were in a computer lab of some sort, but they were like, no, you have to bring a fucking cart of iPads around the entire college and have them fill out SurveyMonkey surveys. So yeah, if you're looking for someone, and if any of those skills that Jared has described, if you're looking for someone to fill that, let him know, because he's definitely got the credentials to do it.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. That's that. I mean, those are the live updates. I mean, I don't really want to talk about it further. Like, I'm again. Still, I'm not. I wasn't mean to stay there for it.
Ian's in good spirits. You also. So you've been on your weight loss journey for a minute too, and you had a big sort of like a key moment in your this journey as well, not only like weight wise but also physically, right? And sort of like, what was that?
I've been doing 5Ks. So I've done two 5Ks since the last time we've done this podcast. So I did a Mother's Day podcast, or a Mother's Day 5K, and then I did like a veterans 5K for my boy Ian. So those were two, right? Those were your first two ever. Yeah, I think so. It was about mid-February. I think we probably talked about it a little bit then, but I watched a 5K program that Ian actually recently started, right? You started. I'm doing one similar to. I'm doing a Nunda run, because like they're all the same thing.
It's more for me, because I could probably do a 5K if I pushed myself, but not well, and I probably wouldn't be able to run the whole, like I could go through it. I think anyone could, but like for me, there's like a realization in the physicality, and then just really like more like being overweight, right? Like, so I am pretty severely overweight in my opinion, and I've been trying to get back on, and I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job of just like watching, meal prepping, even on the road, right? But there are some concessions or realizations that happen that you have to make, and one of them is like, I am going on 35 years old, and I don't have a 25-year-old body anymore, and I've been pretty sedentary for the last couple of years, even with like my mandatory like working out, because it's more like a bare minimum. So kind of accepting where my body is at and what my body can do is a real like mental thing I've had to break through, because I'm like, I'm not happy with my body. And then whenever you go and run and you're like, I can't run like I'm 25 anymore, because I used to run like 5Ks. I used to be quite a runner. I used to like really dig it. And yeah, so working to get that back up is what I've been dealing with, and you've crushed through that, and that was a big thing. So
yeah, I mean, I think since last year or so, I was really going ham again. Like during COVID, I definitely dropped off. A little bit before that is when I sort of started my big grinds. And then I like gained like COVID weight like most people did. And then I think I had strained my calf, and that sort of woke me back up at one point, because I was pretty much immobile for like a month or so after that. Like I couldn't do anything too strenuous. And then pretty much February of last year, I told myself that I wanted to like actually reach my promise that I told myself, which was I wanted my 30s to be my healthiest, and then obviously anytime after that. So I just started eating a little bit better and exercising. I was walking a lot. Like I was doing 30 miles of walking a week. So that was great numbers. Was that like 100 and some miles a month? So yeah, I mean, like that. It started there, and then I got to a point where I started rucking about 10 extra pounds of my walking, just because I needed a little bit more what's the word, challenge to my walks. So basically I just had such a good routine that I was just doing it every day, and I was very consistent about it. And then I don't know, I've always wanted to run, and so I started that in February, and then I fell in love with it pretty damn quick. I love how unbelievably hard it is, and it's probably one of the biggest like ego challenges I've had, because anytime you've learned about running, every advice that you get is run slower to go faster, and that just doesn't compute most of the time. So
Yeah.
it's just slowing the hell down and understanding, like, I am, like you just said, like, I'm 34. I've been overweight my entire life. I'm running. I don't need to go that fast. It's okay. I'm not trying to be a professional. Just move. And that's it.
Yeah, most of the programs that like set up and like that have pretty much copied like Couch to 5K, which like is a good thing, right? Like more out there for it. It's just like getting your body used to running and like building up muscles that you probably haven't used. And that's what it's been like, because I'll like do these like runs because I think I'm only like I'm about to start the second week of them, but it's like
they do run walk intervals for you, right?
Yeah, it starts off, it's like mostly walking, right? It's like 2 minutes and then like running slowly for 30 seconds and then like 2 minutes, 30 seconds. It's really more like just like a interval. Yeah, it's like interval training, right? And it's pretty good. Like I said, like I'm actually surprised at how much, like, because when I first started, I was like, I don't know how much of a workout this is gonna really feel like. Right, because it's like, oh, I'm just walking briskly and then running slowly, and I am currently in a pretty hot place, so I'm like walking, I'm like, but like even then I'm just like, I'm finishing up, I'm like, oh wow, like I'm sweating a lot more than I thought I would be. I'm kind of out of breath, like I don't feel like it's too strenuous, but I think that's the point as well, is not to, it's not necessarily to like overwork yourself, because I like overexertion's a problem too, right? Because that could be, if it was too hard of a, like I say, too hard of a workout, if you went past your personal limit, you're going to be discouraged going back to it, right? It's kind of like trying to fine tune a level that you can sustain. And then like you said, like you walked, what you said, 30-50 miles a week, and then when it became too hard or too easy, you started adding weight so you can just strengthen, right? It's like you found your personal medium, and then you kept upping that in a comfortable pace, like a challenging yet comfortable pace. I think that's been a big thing for me. Also with my like just for those who don't know, I do like my own personal channel stuff with like mostly just, it's for me to talk about books and maybe some video games here and there, but I got into audiobooks kind of on your recommendation, and so like it's just been, I think there is I think I just grew up with a mindset of working out has to be this solitary sort of Spartan activity where it's like you're without, like maybe you have music, but it's like it has to be, I don't want to say that it has to be like, you know, leisure fun, but it's like you can make it an enjoyable activity. And some people really enjoy just throwing weight around. You'll see them, and like I guess and also just challenging yourself, but I'm not at that point yet. And for me, I just really want it, like my goal is to be healthy. My goal is not to be a bodybuilder. My goal is not to be this Usain Bolt of a runner. Like it's just like I want to be a healthy 35-year-old because I have a family and friends that I want to see for as long as I can until my soul is parted from this mortal coil, you know what I mean? So
100%.
And like honestly, if just like walking around for 30 to 60 minutes a day listening to an audiobook or a podcast or music is like what you're getting in, honestly not a bad thing to do. You should do it every day. And then just maybe incorporate some resistance stuff. I went and bought some of those resistance tubes because I'm again living in like kind of in a hotel kind of situation, so I just have like resistance tubes because the gym is pretty packed and I just don't like maneuvering around people. And calisthenics have been working for thousands of years, you know?
Yeah.
So
you don't need anything more than that. Like just get some,
you really don't,
like,
unless you're
get your heart rate up a little bit.
Yeah, it's like you only really need a lot of those tools, right? And I'm saying like not just like weights, I'm saying like tools, because like it's like really to fine tune certain parts and to achieve a very specific goal. Yeah. Right. Like cable machines and like free weight machine, or just free weights in general. It's like most of those people, shout out to them, are like, I want to be jacked and like get there. And it's like, bro, I just want to like, I just want my body to not kill itself, you know? Like I want to like, you know, stretching, big thing. You kind of got me back into that. The stretching part is like, bro, like honestly stretch every day. And even if you don't like work out that day, because it goes so hard, it's so important. Hell, even Jess started doing it just because it was like helping her just with her, like what she's been going through. But yeah, stay healthy. That's like the biggest thing. We've been just dealing with life and trying to be healthy, and I guess that's probably like the best way of summing up our absence.
Yeah, grinding, getting healthy, losing jobs, moving, that's pretty much it. But
Yeah.
this is a movie podcast, so let's move on and let's talk about some Penny Marshall. We finally get to talk about her. I feel bad because our first female director is the one that we have now spent 2-3 months dodging.
Yeah, and not for any like particular reason, but of course before that, time for a little bit of an ad. If you're still here listening to this stuff, hi, one thing, I really appreciate you. Two, why haven't you liked, comment, subscribe, all those things? You should do it. I mean, come on, we're out here grinding for your attention, so if you could do that, I really appreciate it. All right, bye. Back to the show. Bye. Okay,
so Penny Marshall, one of the OGs of the
yeah, let me bring her back up.
I guess the 80s.
I like to, yeah, let's give my favorite part, the just like the letterbox boilerplate. So Carol Penny Marshall, born October 15th, 1943, December 17th, 2018 is when she very not tragically, but left this earth. Was an American actress, producer, and director. After playing several small roles for television, she was cast as Laverne DeVazio in the sitcom Laverne and Shirley. Oh, she was, no way. That was her for, okay. A rating success. The show ran from 1976 to 1983, which is quite the success, a 7-year run. And Marshall, 3 Golden Globe Award nominations for her performance. She progressed to directing films such as Big, 1988, the first film directed by a woman to gross in excess of $100 million at the U.S. box office. Awakenings, 1990, which was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture, and A League of Their Own, 1992. In more recent years, she produced Cinderella Man and Bewitched. Yeah, so Penny Marshall, she was our director of the month a couple months back, and what we usually set out for these like challenges, or like this discovery. It's kind of weird to say it's a challenge, but the director discovery thing we're doing this year, we pick 3 movies and then we watch through them and we just talk about them on these episodes. The movies we picked were Big, Jumpin Jack Flash, and Awakenings. So we'll start off with Jared. Let's start off with Jumpin Jack Flash, because that was I think her first one. I believe is why we picked it. Yeah,
her debut.
It was the first one. Before we go in, I guess I did not get around to watching Awakenings. We were doing, you watched pretty much all of these.
Yeah.
I know I watched A League of Their Own a couple of times years ago, but like just because it was a family staple. But I'm gonna most of my knowledge is gonna be around Jumpin Jack Flash and Big. So let's start with Jumpin Jack Flash. What did you think of it?
I really enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised by it, but I guess I wasn't too surprised by the star of the film, which is Whoopi Goldberg, one of the fucking 80s like classic, just I think she's just such a great actress, and she like just oozes charisma in this movie. I mean,
this might have been a breakout for her, wasn't it?
Potentially. I don't know if this was this her first
role? Because
role?
This is definitely after Star Trek.
Okay.
Definitely before, or no, sorry, they're definitely before Star Trek, and definitely probably before
Sister Act.
Sister Act. So
I'm trying to look at her. What's her first movie? Yeah, it's one of. Oh no, The Color Purple.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to see like.
So this was a follow up to that. It was like a year before. Was The Color Purple
released earliest first?
But I mean, specifically this one. This one was a pretty.
She was doing. It looks like she was doing mostly stand up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of smaller ones in there, but yeah, The Color Purple definitely seemed like it was like one of her bigger ones, and then it goes pretty much into Jumpin Jack Flash.
So yeah, I mean, she was in a lot of those early like comedy movies. She was definitely the face of a lot of movies. I mean, she was in Ghost with what's his nuts? Was it? Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. House Party 2, Sister Act, which I'm a big I always like Sister Act.
I never watched Sister Act. I think I've seen it. It's been around me. I think my like mom liked it quite a bit.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I like them. They're very like 90s, like those type of movies. But I mean, this one in particular, Jumpin' Jack Flash, again, really enjoyed it. I love the look of it. It felt, I mean, just like a lot of these movies that she does, like, they all have the same feel to them. Like there's a little bit of magic in it. Some of them have like real magic. Some of them just have sort of that like movie magic to them. A lot of these movies, just like we were texting a little bit yesterday, it was just like these movies just have a ton of heart to them. A lot of them are like sort of these coming of age, like friendships and connections and sort of finding the humor in like day-to-day like hardship that most of us are obviously used to. So it definitely had that type of feel to a lot of them. This one in particular, let me read the letterboxed. Terry works for a bank and uses computers to communicate with clients all over the world. One day she gets a strange coded message from an unknown source, and after decoding the message, Terry becomes embroiled in an espionage ring. People are killed and Terry is chased. Throughout, she remains in contact with this mysterious person who needs Terry's help to save his life. I mean, that's pretty much does sum up the movie.
A very spoiler-free way of summing up the movie, and it really is just. I think that was my favorite part about it. Is it was pretty much a wholesome, like. When I say spy film, it wasn't necessarily the hijinks of like something like Mission Impossible, but Terry is. Which Whoopi Goldberg's character, she is going around New York, being an extremely New Yorker, and trying to like she's getting into situations where people are trying to hunt her down and thwart her because she's assisting this spy character in Russia that needs to be exfiltrated from Russia. And as this is going on, the way she solves the problems isn't in this Jason Bourne-esque, spy sort of way, but like she's over here just using like her street smarts essentially, and just like her experience of being just in New York, just being a city girl really, and then just like being like outsmarting them by using, I wouldn't say using the city against them, but like she is not using like the convention, she's not beating them up and like trying to fight them. She's like finding ways of like distracting them or getting, I think there's the one part where she's about to be abducted, and so like there's these like punks catcalling her, and then like she's walking away from them and then goes back and uses them to like fight them, like to like get them like tied up with her assailant. So it was a lot of fun just watching Whoopi Goldberg
being Whoopi Goldberg,
being like a comedic Whoopi Goldberg, like being, and again, like to the point, like Terry has a lot of heart. Like she's falling in love with this guy. She's falling in love with the idea of this spy that she's helping, right? Like she is becoming romantically involved. Like she wants to meet him. She's caring for him. She's trying to do whatever she can to help him. And so like also at the end, things come to fruition, right? And I do think that this I was more impressed with this movie than I thought it would be. I enjoyed this movie more than I would, because honestly, the 80s, like I didn't grow up with a lot of 80s movies in my life.
That's crazy.
So like I think that was one problem with this, with Penny Marshall. For me, it wasn't a Penny Marshall problem, but just I don't really want to watch a bunch of 80s movies that I don't really have like. But that's also the best part about this challenge, is because like whenever I say stuff like that, I'm like, no, I have to do it though. Like that's the point, is for me to do this. But Jumpin' Jack Flash was definitely a pleasant surprise. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it way more than I thought I would.
Yeah, it was definitely a really great balance of like pretty like slapstick type of humor, but they also had some moments of like genuine like suspense. Like there were some moments that you could feel some suspense, but they didn't like overdo like aka like Taika Waititi type stuff where they had to like it actually built some suspense and then it sort of like gradually went down. There was a lot of humor. I really enjoyed just seeing sort of that like the early like the 80s technology and stuff like that and the text-based communication and stuff like that. And I liked how they shot some of that stuff too. I thought that was really interesting and I think it holds up and it looks great. Like she's sitting there like saying what she's typing and stuff like that, which I used to do a lot whenever I was trying to do that type of shit. Like it kind of brings you back to where they were
like where it's like typing on a keyboard was new, right? Like they're still teaching cursive and people are using cursive and it's like, no, it's like typing is like using a keyboard is there are a lot of those moments.
But they didn't fall into the trap of her being like this like ultra genius either. She was obviously like resourceful, like she knew what she was doing. She was
scrappy.
Yeah, she was definitely probably the best in her office or whatever at what she was doing. Which also is good to see. Like I love the little bits of the interactions with her coworkers. It felt very genuine. Like everyone did like her, and everyone like sort of looked up because you can tell like the way they introduced her I thought was awesome because you can tell and you understood the relationship that she has with her coworkers immediately and it didn't feel
where she's kind of like a mom kind of
and I thought that was great. I thought that did that really really nicely and it was a great sort of intro in the movie. I'm not going to talk too much because about like the Jumpin Jack Flash connection because that is like a real song.
That was because it was a Rolling Stones song, right? And that's why.
And that gave like a clue or something to connect something or other. It's been a little bit for me. Like I think you've seen this more recently than I have, so it's been a while.
It's still been about a month, unfortunately. But like there was I can't even necessarily remember the connection right now because I guess we're just I'm a subpar host of a movie podcast that doesn't remember the movies, but there was a connection. I will say the writing on most of these, like I'm kind of comparing it to Big because I watched Big last night. There is, I don't know if I think she writes, I think Penny Marshall helps write them. I think she's part of it, but like they are just well paced, well written. And I definitely thought in just an extremely watchable way. And I think Jumpin Jack Flash, we're kind of probably bring this up a couple more times. And I think this is the one thing that I kind of took away from my viewing of this. And I would like to watch the rest of her filmography simply because of how honestly progressive I think Penny Marshall has been like the being in 19 was this 83 86 and having a black female lead, which again like Whoopi Goldberg, sure. It doesn't seem like Whoopi Goldberg I think this was before the peak of her popularity. I think she was she was becoming,
she was like her second big film.
But she was mostly she was a comedian before that, right? So like she was really doing a lot of stand up. So I think she had some buzz going on it, but it still felt like a pretty big a moment, right? It felt poignant for like females, black people in general, right? Because like who would do that in 86? Like I'm sure there's a bunch of movies that can't. Well, I don't know. I don't feel like there is.
So I feel like the 80s were a little bit different than we are now though. Like nowadays it feels like they, in my opinion, when I see movies that have minority characters in it, especially nowadays like the LGBT stuff, it's always very token like, right? Everybody is like sort of so exaggerated and everyone has to like point out like you are this character, blah blah blah. But I feel like here I don't think they had a couple jokes. No,
she is
maybe like
she's
I'm
the
a woman or something like that.
From being like,
or like,
I think there might have
been one like
making
racist like joke
to make a point. I don't even recall. I think this is like
she said, "Are you being racist?" It was like something like that. Like she's like,
I remember her saying something like that. Like, are you being like that? Using the race card to like kind of like get her, but it was more of a tongue in cheek joke. Yeah. But my thing is, at no point in time did I feel like Whoopi Goldberg was just like your token black person or your token female like leading for like oh look she's a black woman like on this like story. It felt like she was just a genuine character, which I just think in the 80s like I mean, we still have a problem doing that, right? Like, like we're far away from. We're pretty. This is like 40 years ago now.
Yeah.
Right. So, I think I just wanted to, and I think I'm gonna talk about that more just because I think Penny Marshall, even if you look at her, like when you look at her filmography, I think she was always just trying to like insert. I don't know, just like I think like more females, more just like more people, right? Not just like your cookie cutter, like the cookie cutter formula that Hollywood was following. I think she wanted to try to do a little bit more and to broaden perceptions on people.
100%. I mean, they're all very
agnostic to race or gender.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which I just think like in '86 and like the '80s, it was like that's pretty crazy. Like that was probably like I'm surprised she was able to pull it off. And now knowing that she was Laverne from Laverne and Shirley, that makes a little bit more sense. So yeah.
All right. Well,
anyway, sorry about that.
Hey man, that's Jumpin' Jack Flash.
That's kind of what I have to say about Jumpin' Jack Flash. Like I think it was really good. It was extremely watchable. And it was better than what I thought.
I would love to rewatch it again.
Definitely could be rewatchable. I don't know if I'll be rewatching it anytime soon. I would watch this with Jess though. I'd be like, hey, if it like came up and like we do something, I'd be like, hey Jess, you want to watch this for sure? But next we'll be going over to the big one. Big. I think Big is the most popular. This is Penny Marshall, I think, directed Big immediately, or like not immediately, but this is the project, the movie that came up after after
2 years later,
Jack Flash,
88.
Yeah. So again, we'll give you that letterbox boilerplate. Big 1988. Have you ever had a really big secret? When a young boy makes a wish at a carnival machine to be big, he wakes up to the following morning to find that it has been granted and his body has grown older overnight. But he is still the same 13-year-old boy inside. Now he must learn how to cope with the unfamiliar world of grown-ups, including getting a job and having his first romantic encounter with a woman. I'm going to start this one off because I felt like I was a pretty big critic of it, or I just not critic, but I was just like not enthusiastic to really watch this. Definitely better than what I thought. I think it was really good, extremely watchable. I think the way that Penny captures, again, when we were texting, it was about like she has a way of capturing the heart of characters, and I think that everyone that she ran into, sorry, I'm fumbling because I'm trying to look at the cast details.
Well, it stars one of America's finest actors who's been in the game a long time.
And it's one of his first.
This is about 8 years in his career. He's 32 around this time. T. Hanks. QAnon's favorite
and Elizabeth
actor.
Perkins. I was not expecting that. And John Hurd.
Yeah, John Lovitz is in it, which I think John Lovitz was in Jumpin' Jack Flash, wasn't he? Or am I thinking about another actor?
Was he? Let me look. Maybe he was in A League of Their Own. It looks like.
Yeah, he was in Jumpin' Jack Flash. I think he played Doug, which I think was one of the co-workers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's been. Yeah.
He looked fairly okay in that movie. He obviously gets more hideous as time goes on.
I think Tom Hanks did a fantastic job of being a 13-year-old boy inside of a 32-year-old man's body. Being like a juvenile 13-year-old boy. Like he didn't just act immature. Mm-hmm. I think he did it. I think he captured the spirit of being a 13-year-old boy and what a 13-year-old boy would probably do in a lot of these scenarios. And it was better than what I thought it was going to be for sure.
Did you never watch it growing up at all?
No, that was the whole thing when I think we talked about it on the last one, or we've at least talked about it off stream, mm-hmm. Where it's just I knew. So the thing is, I knew the piano scene because everyone knows the mm-hmm. piano scene, right? It is easily the most famous scene in Big. However, I didn't really I didn't really care for, or I just like not care for it. Once you watch the movie, I will say I think the context of that scene, like, it matters a lot. And I thought it was kind of Josh, like the character of Josh Baskins, sort of one wanting to be older so he can, like, you know, he has a girl he has a crush on, he wants to be taken a little bit more seriously, everything a 13-year-old kid in general is complaining about, right? I want to be like a grown-up, I want to be taken seriously. And then he does, then he has to get a job, which I think is funny that he just like gets a job because he can type on a computer effectively. They're just like, yep, we'll hire you at this, like, not FAO Schwartz, at Macmillan Toys, and then you can just do processing. And he's like punching in numbers, like data entry, and then he becomes the executive director of like R&D or something like that, because he just likes to play with toys. Because it is, I guess it kind of shows that like they valued his opinion because he had a childlike demeanor, or a childlike, you know, he had good instincts when it came to making toys and what kids wanted, and like something that was going to set Macmillan Toys separate. But he has this way of, at least whenever he's an adult, right? Like the adults are, you can see where they're like sort of confined, and they are kind of sucked up into the daily grind.
Yeah.
Right. And Josh as a character is bringing that out. And that's why like the piano scene is, you know, as fun as it is because his boss, right, they're talking about toys, and he's like, yeah, why'd you change this, why'd you change that? He steps on this piano at FAO Schwartz, and then they start playing like chopsticks and jumping on it, and you can see some of that, like, you know, that old, you know, childlike just carelessness and just, you know, enjoyment comes out in pretty much every adult character he talks to, except for maybe the Paul guy that was like playing John like Hurd, pickleball with him. Yeah, John Hurd's character.
Pickleball.
It was like, it wasn't pickleball. What was it? Like, it was just like they were playing racquetball, but like not inside. Like they were playing in a pub. I've never seen just people play racquetball balls, dude. Yeah, where you just drill them and then you just like, yeah. So, aside from that, yeah, I thought, again, it's just like very, I'm gonna let you take over, because like we'll once you get yours out there, we'll do more joint discussion.
So this one is a movie that I grew up on and I've always loved. I'm sure my mom's the one that introduced me to this, probably on like cable or something like this. It's definitely one of those like cable movies I watched a ton of.
Oh yeah, and yeah, this thing definitely played on the cable.
I've always loved this movie, and I still do. Probably a little less now, because there is, I mean, something I do like about her movies, and this one in particular, is like there's a level of like improbability to a lot of this. You have to have a level of like suspension of belief in these movies. Like there's always like a magic to them, because a lot of it's like realistic, like the emotions are real, real human stuff, but it's like the storytelling is larger than life, right? And this one, I think, out of all her movies, is obviously the biggest one, because it's literally like a boy wakes up as a 30-year-old man, and in the movie world, which you didn't bring up, is like real. Like it's not the magic is actually happening. Like I don't know if you picked up on a lot of
magic are you talking about?
Him becoming a 30-year-old, like his mom's child, him, was actually missing in the movie. It wasn't like he wakes up and everything's gone.
The milk cartons and stuff too. Yeah, like so. Yeah, he literally turns into a 30-year-old man.
So the entire movie, you have to kind of have that in the back of your head, because he like calls back a couple of times, a little creepily.
Calls her multiple times. Like he walks in like the first day, right? Like he comes down, he's like, I'm Josh, and she's like, where's my son? And like she just won't believe it, right? And that's when it starts up the hijinks, right? Like but yeah, like he and like again, there's a couple parts where like I
mean, like his girlfriend and stuff, it's a little creepy, I guess.
Yeah, like that one gets a little, but like with him, when Elizabeth Perkins' character, what's her name again? It's Susan and John Paul, right? Like they're like eating like breakfast or something, and like you see like Josh Baskins missing on the side of like a milk carton and stuff like that, and that's, you know, like he is kind of missing in the back, and yes, you always have to suspend disbelief, but like, and sorry,
this one in particular though is a little different than her other ones, but like, yeah, this one, like, it's like a constant challenge the entire time you're watching it, because it's like there's so much charm to it. Tom Hanks is fucking crushing it on the screen, and you do like believe in the relationship. It's nice, it's cute and charming, but a little bit in the back of your head, you're like, I mean, this guy is actually really missing, and it's a little sad for the mom.
Well, I mean,
because she's fucking blabbering.
Yeah, and then like you have his friend who what was his name, Billy, like that's like calling over and like knows it, right? And he's like trying to tell her, like there's a scene where he grabs the Spider-Man walkie-talkie that's still in Josh's room, and he sees that she's in there, so Billy turns his on and is like, Miss Baskins, like they have a moment that where they're like they're like, you know, leaning out each other's window, and then like he's like, because he knows, right, like he knows, or he at least believes the whole thing, that Josh got turned into a boy or a man, and like is helping him, and he just tells her like, it'll be all right, like I promise, like we'll be good. There is like it's about like suspending disbelief. I just thought like the way that Josh gets the job back onto that part where he's like data entry and like moves up, half the stuff he does, I wish it was that easy to get a damn job. He literally walks into like again like a toy store and is like, yep, I can do all this stuff, and like literally like the amount of luck that would have to go into, which I guess is like the magic of it, but like that's where I had to like kind of suspend my disbelief, where he's like, yeah, like I definitely know how to like use computers and stuff, like none of that stuff. Maybe it's because Josh Baskins is the reason why it's so hard to get a job anymore, is because they have to do in like more like vetting to actually make sure and confirm skills.
But like I was saying though, like like obviously, as all these movies always have sort of like that the message, and obviously like if you can get past that, which most people hopefully should. The reason I bring this up is just because annoyingly this is what a lot of people argue about constantly with movies, if they take movies too literal. And yes, in this movie, he is literally missing, but really like the message is like the sort of fleeting magical nature of like childhood innocence, right? Like, and letting like, go and like trying to get
wish it away.
Yeah, like your child. At least the beginning of the movie, like he's upset. Basically, he's not tall enough to ride the rides or something like that.
Well, and yeah, like the girl he likes is with a guy that's taller, and bigger, older, a little cooler, a little taller.
So basically you learn like
she's a little older,
like it's okay to like go slow and like, you know, be still like keep your childhood innocence, because that's what a lot of the adults were missing. That's basically the message, right? Like,
well, yeah, and like Elizabeth Perkins at the end, whenever she finally believes that Josh is, you know, a little boy, right? Before like she drops him off when they're at the pier and he makes the wish, because she ends up falling in love with him, or at least like what she brings to him, what he brings to her, right?
Exactly.
Which is that innocence that she had lost because she was just caught up in the rat race of corporate America. And she kind of goes off, and because he says like, you know, I could stay this way, or you could like make a wish and become a 13-year-old, and she's like, no, like I don't want to ever do that again. She's like, that was hard, because like also it was like acknowledging that like growing up is tough, right? Like it's not like when you're, you know, when you are a younger kid, like yeah, there is an innocence, but you're also just trying to figure out life. And like I thought that was just her way of I thought that was the movie's way of just kind of conveying, you know, like life's kind of tough at any point, like wherever you're at. It's just like the problems get a little bit more complicated as time goes on. So overall though, I think it was a lot better. I think the best way, I will let you talk about, if you got anything more, we can go into Awakenings, because I don't really have much more to say about Big other than it's extremely charming. It has a lot of again, it's just like, I'm gonna keep preaching this, but it's just like, or it's not preaching it, but just saying it, it's like it has a lot of heart,
a lot of charm.
It's just like it's like it's very charming. Like you just kind of like sit down, like it's gonna be it's gonna fill your heart with like, you know, a warm glow, right? And that's how I felt watching it, because I wasn't necessarily enthusiastic to be watching it, and then I was like, oh, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I sat down and finished it.
Yeah, I'm happy you finally watched it because again, it has been one of my favorite movies. And I still love it. Again, Tom Hanks is again super charming in this movie. This is, I think, his bread and butter in my opinion, this type of acting where it's a little comedic, a little like slapsticky, like comedy. Like I think this is really up his wheel. I kind of miss this from T Hanks, to be honest. Like I feel like I haven't seen it in a while because I think after this he went on to do a bunch of other random roles.
Forrest Gump would have been coming up right after this, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I think Apollo 13 or something too.
Apollo 13, it came out
Philadelphia,
I think, a lot later.
I mean, he ended up doing A League of Their Own many years later. Turner and Hooch.
Oh yeah.
Saving Private Ryan, obviously the Toy Story movie. I mean, Toy Story was 95, if you didn't know. Like that's because Forrest Gump was 94, Philadelphia, Sleepless in Seattle, so he was sort of starting his
he definitely went away from being
his rom-com era as well, which I think
he
he's
went to like
also
the rom-com kind of more
that.
Serious films. I like a more comedic Tom Hanks. I agree with you there. I think he is a very just lovable guy. You know what I mean? Like you're like, this man, like he just feels like he just comes off, and I never want this ruined. Tom, if you're watching this, I never want to meet you. I really don't. Where they say like don't meet your heroes. I'm not saying you're my hero. I just don't want my image of you ruined in my head. Like you go on, I will happily ignore you wherever you're at in life if I come by you, because I just don't want to like have that very loving sort of again, he's just such a lovable guy. He's like everyone's dad. He's like he was America's dad for the longest time.
And please keep on doing Wes Anderson movies. And hopefully he gets a bigger role in the future in one of them.
Because did he just do the Phoenician? Was he in that one too? Or he just, I know he did Asteroid City. Or Asteroid City. Yeah. So I think he's just at that time where he's maybe picking movies that he wants. Like I've never seen him being like a more of a, I guess you could say like a prestige. Like a prestige actor. They're looking for more like art house prestige films. I
mean, he has nominations, but I feel like none of them have been. I guess
I think Oscar he won for Saving Private Ryan. And
like if none of them feel Oscar baity.
Like Forrest Gump is probably close up, but that's because it's Zemeckis, right?
Yeah.
So he just came off of. What was that following up?
Well, before Forrest was
the Future.
It was. Oh, are you talking about Zemeckis himself?
Right. Yeah.
What? Probably Back to the Future like 2 or 3. Yeah, it was after 3. And then he did Death Becomes Her, which with Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn and Bruce Willis and Isabella Rossellini. Wow. And then Trespass that he wrote an executive.
Well, I was just wondering if like Robert Zemeckis was setting up for like because like especially now that it's like they don't even have to watch the movies, it's just like name recognition. I guess they're changing it now, but I think we talked briefly on how like the Academy Awards, like the Academy doesn't actually have to watch the movies that they're judging, like they just, which is kind of what got into our sinners. They don't have to watch all of them, where we were just like, oh well, then that makes sense, right? But I would try to think if Robert Zemeckis was kind of in that position to just be like, he's probably going to get his film's probably going to get an award. So like Tom Hanks maybe would have like pushed it over with like name recognition, be like, oh, Tom Hanks is, starring in a Robert Zemeckis film, which I mean, Forrest Gump is a good movie. I do enjoy it. I do think it's slightly overhyped, but I think it's more just Americana, like more like American nostalgia. I think that like everyone grew up with it and there was such a big buzz that it'll just never go away. Like it's ingrained in, just American film history.
Plus, there's just so many classic like little scenes and lines in that movie. Run, Forrest, run.
Oh yeah.
Life's like box of chocolate. Blah blah blah.
Dear God, it's so much better than the entirety of Back to the Future, but that's not a discussion for now because I know we'll get into a fight.
Ian thinks he's cool because he hates literally one of probably the most perfect movie of all time, Back to the Future.
Okay, Back to the Future 2. What? Where we literally can't go down this route right now. Back to the Future 1 still like it's good at best, but like Back to the Future 2 and 3 just like
the perfect film.
sullies the entire series. I've
There's
never
not
watched
a
a movie
better
while
written movie
deployed
than Back
where
to the
I wish
Future.
I could have unwatched it and watched something else.
You're the only one.
I was like, wow. Oh my god.
You're a unicorn in this conversation. Not a single human being that has eyes and ears will agree with you on Back to the Future.
We can't go down this.
We'll do a Zemeckis next.
No, I'm not. Oh my god, we're not doing Zemeckis next.
All right, let's move on from Big, please.
We got to move on. Fuck this. We'll have a special like Robert Zemeckis, like, or just Back to the Future episode.
But please, as we're doing, we can do a little transition into bullshit. Yeah. But please comment down below of how dumb Ian's being about Back to the Future.
Bro, I swear to God. Yeah, please do, so I can argue with you. Because if there's one place I want to argue, it's on the internet with you in my comment section, in our comment section. But it'll be mine because I'm going to be yelling at you.
Which about our channel, Ian?
About our channel and how the opinion of some damn movies is that Back to the Future is kind of just mid.
Also, should they subscribe?
You should absolutely subscribe, though. Subscribe because you agree with me on that. Wow, Back to the Future, the only thing it's really got going for it's like the effects. I think Robert Zemeckis did a really cool thing with the effects. It looks pretty flashy, but like, and all that product placement's like, oh, it's kind of corny, and but like whatever. Subscribe. Fuck Back to the Future.
All right, Awakenings. You didn't watch this one.
This is all you. Yeah, I didn't watch it. Where did you watch it at? Where can they watch it at? Because I was just like looking around for it, and I didn't know if I had to like sail the seas or not to watch this one. But I think you can probably watch anything on YouTube and Amazon. Like I think you can just rent it at worst.
Yeah, it's on. But, yeah, you can rent it on Amazon and Apple TV.
Okay.
So yeah, here's the little blurb from Letterboxd. Dr. Malcolm Sayer, which is played by Robin Williams, rest in peace. This is a 1990 movie, by the way. A shy research physician uses an experimental drug to awaken the catatonic victims of a rare disease. Leonard is his first patient to receive the controversial treatment. His awakening, filled with awe and enthusiasm, proves a rebirth for Sayer too, as the exuberant patient reveals life's simple but unutterably sweet pleasures to the introverted doctor. This one, I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was kind of boring.
It sounds kind of boring.
It was one of, I think it was her longest one.
I was
like, it felt like it was a little too long for me.
People have problems with that. I will say that. Like, there are some movies that just like this is right at a nice 2 hours, so maybe like an hour and 50 minutes with credits and stuff. You know, like.
Well, it's like Jumpin Jack Flash was 100 minutes. It just felt nicely wrapped up, and a Big was also similar. It was like 100 minutes. Felt real nice.
I think it was like it was like a 90-minute. Like I mean can we just say like the opinion of some damn movies is that 90 minutes is the perfect length of a movie?
Yeah, I would say like
I think like
an hour and a half.
Nice an hour and a half. Yeah, I think an hour and a half. If you aim for an hour and a half. And don't go over the hour and 40-minute mark or like just a little under, I think you're solid. I think like a nice hour and a half is just like
it feels good.
The sweet spot.
I feel like I obviously some movies are like they can last long. Like I love many like 3-hour movies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But it's just because they have a lot of meat to them. The movies like this movie just seems pretty simple. I thought the performances were great. Like Robert De Niro was great in this. I thought he played a really good like patient. Basically, I'm pretty sure it was documented.
That was kind of opposite of what De Niro would be playing at this time too. At 90s, like he was.
Well, he played in that.
I'm trying to think of what's coming up in this one.
Played.
Well, I mean, Taxi Driver came out in or
God, his Wikipedia is so large, so it's hard to get down here to see his.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like because Taxi Driver came out in what year? 76. Goodfellas would have been. Oh, Goodfellas was the same year.
It was after Godfather. It was after Raging Bull. It was after The King of Comedy. Yeah, it was right. It was the same year. Yeah, it was the same year as Goodfellas. What was the other one? Am I thinking about? I was thinking about Jack Nicholson. My bad. I was thinking about what's the Cuckoo's Nest? That one. That's the one I was thinking about for a second.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's a different one. But yeah, this one, it's just kind of simple. I mean, I think it was based a little bit off of a real life story. It was a real medical phenomenon, but I guess it was like, this is sort of the Penny Marshall magic, where it was sort of being told in a way that feels a little bit like miraculous and improbable and stuff like that. Like they just wake up and they can just walk around fine. But you know, there's obviously like a nice little message at the end that like essentially almost kind of like Big, where you like kind of just have to live the way you are, I guess. And it basically turns out that the medicine just doesn't really do much. I think it's like loosely based off of like Parkinson's disease and stuff like that.
But what do you mean by it doesn't do much? Like it wears off?
Yeah, it ends up just wearing off, and it just is not like the life that they want to live anyways, because you have to be sort of trapped anyways within. You already didn't live a life of basically an adult for 20, 30, however long you've been with this disease, and you just sort of wake up and it's like a whole new life, but it's not like sort of the life that you are living now, because you're way different. Like your mind, you're so detached and your mind's way different. So yeah, they briefly like sort of regain their personalities, and those scenes are really nice. Again, a lot of heart to it. Robin Williams is again really good to like in it. A little like sort of muted type of acting in this one, with really everybody around. It just felt kind of just like, I don't know, it just didn't feel exciting like her other movies, which is fine. I mean, I'm glad that she sort of took a different approach to this one.
It sounds like she wanted to take a more serious one, not something as like childlike or just, you know, comedic.
Yeah, so basically like at the end they all sort of slip back into their catatonic states and just sort of life moves on. But like, you know, Robin Williams is like this really shy, like he doesn't want to really interact and stuff like that, and basically he learns that like life is too short, basically watching his patients when they regain their stuff, and that's the part that they're missing, is that real human connection. And also like it teaches them like the orderlies and stuff like that to like really think about how they're treating their patients. Just because they're not like all there, they can still sort of feel it, right? And so yeah, I mean, it's again a nice message at the end. Like Robin Williams finally gets out of his shell and like asks one of the other like workers there on a date and stuff like that. Very cute. It's a fine film. It's definitely something, if you're into these Penny Marshall movies, I think you definitely should watch it. It was good. It wasn't my favorite, just felt a little boring to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually, what sucks is I was kind of excited to watch it, and I like you hampered it. I just didn't get around to it. So I will say to a point, I kind of want to be on to the next director. I feel like just with what is not against Penny Marshall, just with like us trying to get this going again and getting back into it. I'm just like, we got to get the episode out. So I was like, damn, do I need to like grind out Awakenings right now? Unfortunately, just which we're just trying to like, I felt like we were pushing it off a little bit, and I was just like, no, I gotta buckle down and do it. But I wish I would have watched Awakenings, because I feel like I had I think I was looking forward to it more just because of Robert De Niro and Robin Williams, because I just didn't really expect or even know that those two had like a kind of like a co-starring role, especially with Penny Marshall. Because like, what a sleeper of a director you picked for this one. I didn't even think about it.
And that's why this director is definitely the type of director I've wanted to watch type more stuff on our channel, rather than like sort of the big names. Like there's so many of these type of directors in movie. I mean, obviously Penny Marshall is probably a bigger name than I'm thinking about, but you know, it's definitely she has a ton of hitters, dude. I think she's super consistent. I think there's just like a level of polish to all these, and a very movie feel to all of them. And
yeah,
I love that. Which, talking about movie feel, the next movie, which you've seen obviously a long time ago and a lot of people know about it,
yeah,
which I'm gonna make this argument right now, I think is her best movie, is A League of Their Own.
Really?
I fucking love this one.
Mean, it I'm just like, I'm going back on a lot of my thoughts right now. I'm just like recollecting. I would say that as far as production and such, I think it was I think she definitely had like a higher budget. I think it was a cooler, I think, because you have Rosie O'Donnell in there, you have
Tom Hanks,
again,
Madonna.
Yeah, you had a ton of talent behind it, and I think the story was like one that I think a lot of people probably care about, but like definitely like something that seems like it's right up her wheelhouse of like, an all-female like baseball league, because they weren't allowed to play baseball with the boys, and so more than just that. But I'm sure, but that's what I can recall from this. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this one again is like, it's sort of loosely based off of real events.
What was your biggest thing? Like, what makes it this like top tier like of your list of Penny Marshall movies?
I think the cast was brilliant. I thought, as you were just saying, I think this is sort of like the amalgamation of like all her movies, in a sense that like it feels like this one has the most of her in it, where like everything was sort of on the mark. Everything like from the cinematography to the music to the acting and everything. It just felt like this was her magnum opus or whatever, right? This was like this after all the other movies just felt like this is the one that I want to like make my career on. And I think I just like
she
a lot
kind of pulled out all stops, and it just felt like it was
this
like
is
that
her
movie
Nora,
where
right?
it's like
in my opinion.
So it was like her crowning jewel.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, and I thought the actors killed it. I liked a lot of the themes in it. It was obviously about like women's empowerment and equality and stuff like that. And they talked a lot about the sacrifice that a lot of them have to do. Do you love the game, or do you want a family and stuff like that? And and I like that it didn't really necessarily have the happiest ending, because she didn't pick the game, she picked the family.
Yeah, she didn't follow her dream,
but at the same time she got what she wanted out of it, right? Like I didn't seem like she was too regretful about it at the end. And like she left a mark, and I don't know, I thought that was great. I really enjoyed it.
And how would you, so in comparing like all four of these films, like which ones would you for sure recommend to just any viewer or listener right now? Like if you were like, you have to pick, like, actually better yet, like you just go with it. If they were going to watch, say, two of them, which ones would you recommend?
I mean, probably the last two we talked about. I think
you think Awakenings is over Big and
I meant
Jumpin' Jack?
Big and A League of Their Own. I think those are the two. Like Big, you get the super magic, like a little like you have to have a suspension of disbelief in that movie, but like Tom Hanks is like, I mean, I guess Tom Hanks is in both of them, so I'm gonna pick both of the Tom Hanks movies. But like that one, he carries the movie a little bit more than this one. Gina Davis obviously carries this one. Because I mean, he's like kind of a fucking asshole in this one. It's kind of I guess a different role than I'm used to, because normally Tom Hanks plays like a nice guy in most movies. But yeah, I think like you get more of the magical feeling with Big, and then A League of Their Own feels a little bit more grounded. But you get sort of, I think, more of the director in it, because I mean it is a female director, and this is probably the real big female empowerment movie for her. Because I think her later movie that I ended up watching, which was the Drew Barrymore movie, was also a female-led movie that was about like sort of growing up as a woman, like a young mother, and not being able to grow up quick enough, or having to grow up too quick, and having that balance of like you lost your childhood innocence and stuff. So that's kind of, I guess, a little bit with Big as well. But yeah, I would say those two movies
for sure.
And then if you have time, Jumpin' Jack Flash as an honorable mention. What about you?
Deal. I mean, I think I would. I mean, obviously, I can only go off of like the two I've watched, and I guess A League of Their Own. Even though I probably should rewatch that one, but I would probably definitely go with. I do side with like what you're saying about A League of Our Own, like because just from what I can even remember of it, it was just like a higher quality.
Yes.
It just felt like she put all her eggs in that basket. I guess you know what I mean. Like she went all in on that movie. Not saying she didn't for, like Big. Obviously, Big like proved a lot to at least Hollywood that she was the first woman to gross, what was it, $300 million or something in the box offices, which in '86 is humongous. But I think she probably paid or cashed in a lot of that clout to like make something like A League of Their Own. So I feel like that was probably her magnum opus. So I would probably go with that, and probably Big. I think Big you can just whip out at any family Friday, like to be like, hey, let's watch this, and everyone would enjoy it. They think it's funny and goofy. Jumping Jack Flash is definitely not that. And it sounds like Awakenings is definitely not for kids because they're probably just putting them to sleep.
The sleeping disease.
Yeah,
I mean those two movies also have probably like her most memorable like films, but I think the themes of them resonate probably with more modern like audiences anyways, because obviously women probably still sort of see themselves struggling in male dominated spaces, just as this movie did in baseball. And there's also like the sister dynamic between all the ladies, and the humor's still good. There's again a lot of very like memorable scenes, like no crying in baseball or whatever from Tom Hanks. Hey, I thought it was great. That's pretty much it, right? Like, do you want to talk about
I think that's all I got. No, I think we'll go ahead and take this to a little transition into the next part. So have you subscribed? Have you commented? Are you arguing with me right now about Back to the Future? What did you think about Penny Marshall's movies? Have you watched all of them? You know what I'm getting at here. I'm saying like, comment, subscribe. You're already this far into the episode. Why haven't you done it yet? Come on. Well, you want more of it. Come on, say it. You want more. Anyway, I'll see you after this transition. See you there. Okay, we're back.
All right, Ian, we gotta rank now, right? We gotta rank the movies that we watched.
This is the rank, and we're gonna rank, and then we're gonna go into rank, and then go into like the next director, and maybe like a little outro. So like ranking her. So let's just like recap our ranking. I'm pretty sure I remember because we've only done 3 so far, technically, which we had Sean Baker, we have Denis Villeneuve, and then we had dang it,
David
who was
Lynch.
It? Oh, we have done David Lynch, so we have one more because that was we also had oh my god, Call Me by Your Name.
Oh yeah. Guadagnino.
Yeah, Luca Guadagnino. So, did we rank Luca? What is our ranking right now? I know I have Sean.
Let's just redo
well, I was thinking about this last night because I remember it relatively because you have Denny up at
S.
I know Denny's up at S for you. I think I put Luca at a C. I'm pretty sure I put David at an F because I just bounced off of Eraserhead so much, and then I think we watched Dune and all this. Yeah, I'm just not a big David Lynch guy. Like I can't get through Twin Peaks. I'm that person. Sorry, I have a problem. I also don't like Back to the Future, so fuck me. I don't like movies. I guess, or I have the worst taste. But so I kind of wanted to do like because we're like 6 months into the year. I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a shakeup. So this is kind of perfect. I remember when you brought up, I think you brought up a great point because I had Denny at an A and Sean at an S, and the whole thing was we're only going to have like two per ranking to like not just like pile them in to kind of like actually make it a little bit more decisive. So I will put Sean at an A.
Okay.
And I think I am going to copy you and put Denny at an S because I think Denny's done more. Like his repertoire of movies, like his filmography and like the stories that he has told are a little broader than what something that Sean has done. I think Sean overall fantastic. I just also think he's kind of made he is again downtrodden downtrodden characters or like in these sort of downtrodden situations telling their story from like a boots on the ground kind of very intimate view, but he's kind of done it for like 4 times now, right? Because we had Tangerine, Florida Project, Red Rocket, and Nora.
Mm-hmm.
And while they are all very different and distinct in their own way, it's definitely in like the Sean Baker verse of just the same style and format, which is like not inherently bad. It's just like I kind of want him to do something else. Where like if we talk about Denny, I think Denny, while he likes sci-fi, like he has at least done some other genres. He's tried to tell these stories in different ways. Also, he has usually a much bigger supporting team around him where Sean doesn't. Like Sean, like I feel like we're comparing David to Goliath almost in a way, comparing Sean to him, right? Because Sean's definitely like more of a bare bones, just indie. Go out and make like an indie film where like, Denny is over here making, trying to make blockbuster, like really big productions.
But with like sort of like an indie mindset though.
Yeah, I mean, like definitely his earlier stuff, because I was thinking about like August 32nd on Earth or whatever, the first one. Like that was definitely a movie that was much different than anything he's put out after that. It was his first movie, right? Too, but I just feel like it showcases more. Even if it wasn't like the best movie and I liked it, it still just showcases a little bit more versatility. And I think that you kind of have to give that a little bit of credit. So I put him in an S. I'll put Sean an A. I think Luca is fine at a C for me, because no matter how much I enjoyed, this is a shakeup. I'll give him a B. I'm fine with him being at a B. I don't know if he'll ever. Yeah, I was gonna say we'll do like an end of year like movement, but he's at a B. And I am perfectly fine with burning a F on David Lynch. I don't know if I'll watch another director that I'm gonna like. This is also nothing against David Lynch. This is like a personal preference, right? Like I'm not. If you like David Lynch, if you like Back to the Future, I love that for you. At the end of the day, I just want you to watch a movie to enjoy some escape from that movie or from the world through that movie, and like enjoy the story. So like this is not. I'm not trying to make. Even though we got kind of like. I say animated, but like we were like kind of chiding each other for like Back to the Future. You don't know this. We, above all, Jared and I just want you to enjoy movies. That's it. If we don't have to like these same movies, we can have differing opinions. That's why we're talking about them, right? But if you went to a movie that we didn't like, or vice versa, the important part is that you watched a movie. The most important part is you went to a movie theater to watch a movie, right? Like that's what I care about. So. Yeah, but David Lynch can stay an F. Like I don't see him moving. I will say it feels a little aggressive just because I think I do think with like cinematography, even though I'm not into it, like he does have like an eye for. Oh no, I'll put him at a D. That is true, because like some of the props and a lot of the practical effects and the way he uses a camera, sometimes like not just him, right? Like the people he works with, like his cinematographer, like his team, but like it is very unique. I'm just being a freaking troglodyte and saying I don't understand it, or I just like bounce off of it because it just doesn't capture me. And then Penny, I think Penny is like perfectly fine at a C, and I mean that in like the best way. I think like it's like they're very rewatchable. I think like she has done some great things just for, I would say, females, women in film. I think she's done a lot for just minorities in film. I think she was doing a lot of crazy things in the 80s, but I also think the movies themselves were just very watchable. I think that was what was crazy, right? That's what the important part about it was, just how digestible and easy and heartfelt they were to watch, with these different pieces that she put into the movie that people weren't doing. They were like following more like bigger names and doing that. And she was taking what I would judge as a risk. But I just don't think they were like, especially your description of Awakenings, which I should like, I'm not trying to judge on that, but it doesn't sound like she didn't make something so spectacular that, and maybe it was at the time, but like something that, I don't know, big is around there. Yeah, I'm fine with C. I think she just makes perfectly rewatchable, heartfelt movies. I think they are just going to be a part of American film, and honestly, just film and cinema for the rest of until like the sun explodes. But I just don't think they're like this. I mean, there doesn't have to be a prestige thing, but I don't know.
It's your list, man. I don't think.
Yeah, we'll come back to it at the end, but I still feel like I think she's like perfectly placed in C with like just making like these let's go to the movies, which is also warrants a. We'll have to do it at the end. I don't know.
I'm conflicted on where to put her. Are we gonna have like an S plus layer?
No, we will not. Okay. That's just cheating at that point. It's S is the top, okay. And at the end, right? Because we're gonna have like all these directors to go through.
We'll have one S plus for what we think is our GOAT for the year. Let's do that. Let's have.
That would just be like, yeah, we'll just have not even a layer. We'll just be like, who was the best one of them all? Which is just gonna be who did we like the most out of the two S's, right?
Yeah. Sweet. So your list is Denis S, Sean A, Luca B, Penny C, and then David Lynch D. Was that your final?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I mean, I think mine's pretty similar, to be quite honest. I'm going to keep David Lynch at an F just because I just could not connect with those movies yet. I just couldn't do it.
You're a Twin Peaks boy, aren't you?
Yeah, but I don't even know. I don't even know if I could watch those again. Like, to be honest, I've talked about this before. It's all about the moments in your life that you connected to some of these, or it's always going to be different. I mean, you as a dad are gonna probably connect to different movies that I won't, and yada yada yada. Because you'll probably experience different movies with your daughter as she grows up that you're probably gonna fall in love with that I probably won't, but. That's life. So S is gonna be Denis easy. I mean, like you were just saying, like for me, like he has still this indie mind in him because all his movies, while they are bigger budget than like a Sean Baker or something like that, he does so much with so little compared to his like the other directors within that field. Like Dune wasn't like that big of a budget compared to like a Marvel movie. And it looks better than most of them. Same with Arrival and Sicario and stuff like that. These are all like relatively not gigantic budgets, but he just has his team. And he just does, I mean, he's just sort of in the genre that I love the most, which is like sci-fi, thrillers and stuff like that. Those are just sort of the looks I like. And again, he works with amazing cinematographers, great fucking actors. And he just, I think I've said it many times already, I think he's the best within that genre that we have right now. Yeah. And I don't think anybody's quite close to him.
And that's why, like, when I was recollecting on it like yesterday, because I was gonna suggest like how we do a mid-year shakeup. I was kind of like, I don't really think that I can say that I would put Sean Baker on a ratings list above Denny just for, again, like, scale and just like his versatility and like just like how much he's done.
Yeah.
Compared to like Sean, because Sean making great films. We love it. Keep it up.
Yeah.
But these films are not, they're all kind of the same. And like I kind of am like calling it the Baker verse because it all feels like they could just be like captured in the same sort of genre and world.
And I definitely like, I agree with, like, for him, like we've talked about before, I'm gonna keep Sean in an A. His movies definitely feel pretty the same, but it feels like he's gotten better and better each movie. And Anora, I think, was his crowning achievement. Obviously, he swept the Oscars. And I'm excited what he does next. And like you said, like my thing is I want him to do something different to prove that he has a little bit more in him. And I think he would easily shoot up to an S for me, as long as he can do the same level of work that he does on these other movies with a different feel and genre or something like that, you know, I'd be happy to just shoot him up. Even if it's just kind of like an average movie, I think it still puts him up a little bit for me.
He's definitely consistent too.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I mean, if Tangerine, in my opinion, Tangerine is probably his weakest one that he shot on a fucking iPhone 5 or 4 or something like that. He still
made a watchable
regardless
movie.
That it was extremely watchable.
Yeah. Luca, I'm gonna also keep at an A, just strictly because Call Me by Your Name is like a top 5 movie for me of all time. Like, I fucking love that movie.
Isn't that where did I put Luca at a B?
Yeah, I think you put him at a B.
I think I'm good. I'm fine with him being at a B.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I'm not like super connected to a lot of his other movies. I think Challengers is great. I think I love the pacing of that movie. I love the feel of that movie. Suspiria, that we've talked about before, I do like, but don't love it. It's just not, it wasn't my vibe. Bones and All, I need to rewatch, but I remember loving that one.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I still need to watch Queer. I haven't watched that one yet, but everything I've read about it, people don't love it. They like it. So I'm interested in that. So similar to like Sean, like he kind of has his style. So I kind of want him to go a little bit outside of it. I guess Suspiria feels a little bit different than some of these other ones. Same with Bones and All, I guess. They have more of a darker tone than like Call Me by Your Name and Challengers, I guess.
Yeah.
But we're also going to have to talk a little bit about the protagonist and how that's probably why you put him at a B, right?
With
the protagonist with Luca.
Oh yeah, that was why. Yeah, I fucking bounced off that one. Honestly,
that one's rough.
If those other two weren't as great as they were, I probably would have been. He would have probably been down there with David Lynch, because like I bounced off of the protagonist, I think, harder than I did Eraserhead, because I just like I think I was watching Eraserhead, and then just like I was going through, like I was pretty tired, and I tried a couple times, but like I was getting upset with the protagonist. I was like, this thing is just like upsetting me at this point.
I think it upset a lot of people. I mean, it's definitely not a highly rated film. So
yeah,
but yeah. So Penny Marshall, I think what you said was perfect. Like, let me take
it doesn't feel like her stuff is as grand or as like. Right, like I'm putting her at a C because I just feel like it's more, not because the quality is worse. They just feel like very, almost in a way, and that's why I'm very conflicted, because it's like I almost feel like they kind of defined a lot of like maybe 80s going into 90s film, or at least it was like a very strong following to what was happening in film, and she was using again like pieces, actors, and going and trying to tell stories that were maybe I consider to be probably unconventional at that time, but I just feel like they're extremely watchable and heartfelt, and I'm still you tell your thing, because I'm just still conflicted about this, while I'm also looking at directors to maybe follow up with on this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I think like we've talked about before, and I was trying to tell you, like all her movies, I would say I like or love. Like I think they're all good. Like I think she is so consistent and solid, but I think all the movies are at least like average or above average. None of them I think are necessarily like groundbreaking in the sense of like, they're not large and grand and stuff like that. What I'm kind of looking for, like you can't really compare it to like a Denis or something like that. I wouldn't say like any of these movies are on their level of like the grandness that I got out of Anora with that small budget, but that's just the Sean Baker effect, where he can make grandness out of nothing. Penny Marshall, I think, again, just super consistent. Thematically, I think they're all like just fantastic and sort of on the same level. I like sort of the blending of like the improbability of life and the magic and stuff, and she has a ton of charm in these movies. But again, like I told you before, none of them blew me out of the water like Anora did, or any of the Denis movies, or Call Me by Your Name. So I think C is perfect. It's right in the middle. It's just I think this is a perfect space for her.
Yeah, I think you kind of summed up. I wasn't blown away by any of them. They were just, which again, I didn't get to watch all of them, so that's partially on me. Maybe Awakenings would have awakened me, but
movies,
just really really fucking solid movies, man. Just like really solid.
Yeah.
But I was never blown away, which the ones above, like especially like Call Me by Your Name or even like Dune. And even though I was critical of it, I kind of want to rewatch Incendies because I keep going back to it. I was like mid on it. But I still think I think I've lightened up to it more. I think I do enjoy it quite a bit, and which is why like Denny I think deserves being in like an S tier, because like I like those movies just kind of they like kind of leave you thinking and like, damn, that was like an experience, you know what I mean, like that effect. So but yeah,
you never watched
that's
Prisoners,
where I think that's
right?
where I think I didn't get to watch Prisoners. I watched Incendies, August 32nd somewhere, and then I think I was just going off of Dune because I rewatched Dune.
Did you ever watch?
I might just rewatch
Arrival?
it tonight. Oh yeah, I've watched Arrival as well. That's fantastic. One of the faves right there.
I honestly might just
Arrival's
rewatch
so
that
fucking
today.
good.
I fucking love
That's
that movie.
honestly sounds really good to do.
Yeah,
like because it
sounds like
so fucking good. Yeah, he just kind of like those are movies where I just walk away from them like it was a huge experience. And I'm like, damn, that was good. Like,
yeah, experiences.
And Penny Marshall did not do any of that for me, and that's not against Penny. It's just that's the way she goes, you know. Sometimes.
See, again, I don't feel bad for C's. It gets degrees, buddy. I got plenty of C's in college, and look at me now. I'm unemployed.
Oh man, transition. Anyways, we're about to finish up this episode, but if you're still here, like, comment, subscribe. I've been saying it. I've said it before. I'll probably say it again. Just do it. Appreciate you.
All right. So what's next? I mean, do you want to talk about anything that you've watched lately, or do you want to do that next week?
Before we do that, like, we can maybe do a catch-up one separate, because I've watched quite a lot of movies since, like, current movies. And maybe we can find a way of getting you caught up. So we'll kind of maybe table that, because that would take like a whole nother episode. But I was thinking we could go through potential, like, who's the next director. Like that's the biggest thing. Who do we go with? So I'll go ahead and put my recommendations.
Okay.
Not recommendations. My suggestions. Which suggestion number 1 is going to be so I'm calling this the Jenkinses. So I'm thinking either Patty Jenkins or Barry Jenkins. Why Patty Jenkins? Because I was like, damn, I want to watch Monster. I've never watched Monster.
I just watched
with
it.
Charlize Theron. Did you just watch it?
That's so funny that you brought that up. Yeah, I literally watched it like maybe a week or two ago.
Damn. So I've never watched Monster. And I'm not even looking at your letterbox. I'm actually looking at just like suggestions over ChatGPT and some other websites. So, but I've been wanting, like, I've always wanted to watch it because it's like Charlize Theron and Christina Ricci, and I remember back in the day when it came out, like there was tons of talk. Mm-hmm. Like people were like, "Damn, like this is so good."
She just
obviously that's what like made Charlize Theron's
filmography though.
She doesn't really. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like she goes from that to like Wonder Woman.
14
but that was
years
like Barry
later.
Jenkins.
Holy shit!
I was thinking Barry Jenkins because I was thinking of Patty Jenkins, and then I thought of Jenkins. I was like, oh wait, what about Barry Jenkins? Because the stuff that I was getting from ChatGPT was kind of like either I completely didn't know him, which is fine, but also they were just like, it was either like feast or famine. It's like the most known or like completely unknown, and I feel like that's gonna be more discussion. But I mean, I would love to rewatch Moonlight. I fuck with Moonlight, so I was thinking those two, but I'm also still not decided or committed to either. So like, what ideas do you have?
I guess I haven't looked too much into it. Here's the thing. My thought is we could technically do Jenkins versus Jenkins because they both have pretty small filmographies. She has 3 movies. He has 4 movies. He has Mufasa, which I don't really care about, but he has Moonlight, If Beale Street Could Talk, which I've actually always wanted to watch. And then he had his Medicine for Melancholy.
Yeah, so that's what I was those are the three I was going to suggest for him. Would just be like Medicine for Melancholy, Moonlight, and then If Beale Street Could Talk. Because I didn't know he directed If Beale Street Could Talk, but I remember hearing about that and wanted to watch it. Never heard of Medicine for Melancholy, but also if I feel like Patty Jenkins, like, this gonna be like the lamest. Nothing. I guess I am talking crap on Patty Jenkins now, but it's like you get Monster, and then like. Oh no, yeah, it's like so small. It's like you get I Am the Night, I'm not familiar with. Velocity, I'm not familiar with. Maybe that one's really good. I don't know. That one would have come out right before that, but I really don't want to watch Wonder Woman. I liked the first one. 1984 was not good.
It was dog shit. You can say it.
It was not good. So like
I was gonna suggest maybe Paul Thomas Anderson. That is a big name, but it's a big filmography.
I mean, it can be a big name too.
And he has a movie coming out this year.
I was gonna say his new movie coming out looks awesome. But I said the same about Licorice Pizza and walked out of that and said,
still need to finish that one.
Like my face whenever I walked out of it was this. Sorry to everyone listening to it, but it was a very unimpressed and kind of neutral, negative face where I just like.
I couldn't really get that into it, but his other ones fucking rock.
Yeah, because it was just an excuse for him to like film the Haim sisters. I'm convinced, because if you look at what he had done prior to that, is like he did a whole bunch of music videos for Haim, and it's like, bet, man, like. Love it, but it's like this movie was just, I don't know, it was okay. I will say it brought up a great question about like, you know, age gap differences for like dating, because they always picture it how predatory it is, which it is, right, for like men to be dating younger women. But this is where I forget which Haim sister it is pretty much is romantically involved with a much younger boy. And I remember seeing the whole time like, this isn't right, like this is kind of fucked. And the whole thing is also was like a discussion about like how this young boy has so much more freedom than this older girl, who, like, the young boy, I don't know if you remember this, he ends up like opening up a waterbed business in arcade at like the age of 15 or something like that in America, like in this town. And whichever Haim sister it is, I forget, but she is like can't even get a she's having a hard time getting a job, right? So, and like her parents are very controlling of her, and so it's kind of like a message to that. It's not like, I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't really, I expected more maybe, but I mean, maybe I'll rewatch it. Maybe this is the moment to do Paul Thomas Anderson. Should we just do,
so we have PTA,
rock, paper, scissors, and see?
I was gonna also suggest Darren Aronofsky.
Ooh, because he's got a new one coming out too, and I'm actually pretty interested in it. It doesn't seem like a,
plus he seems like he has a bunch of stuff all over the place.
Actually, I'd be down for Aronofsky because I want to watch Mother, and because I haven't watched it. And I would suggest us doing that. That's a perfect excuse for a Black Swan rewatch. And then The Wrestler. And then probably wouldn't rewatch The Whale, but and then yeah, going into Mother. I think those would be three I'd want to watch.
Well, let's do this. Let's flip a coin. Do you want PTA or Darren more?
How about this? So we're going to flip it a couple times. This one, flip it for PTA and Darren, and then we'll flip it for Patty or Barry.
Okay.
And then the winners of those will flip again to see what we get.
So heads will be Darren, and then tails will be PTA. You want to do best out of three for these?
Oh God. Just fucking
so
send
heads,
it.
Darren, PTA's tails. Okay. Boom.
Okay. I like how you're using a fucking app for that. What is that?
Tails.
You just don't have a fucking quarter?
Not on me, no.
So that was PTA?
Yeah. So PTA wins that one. So Barry heads, Patty tails?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So Patty versus PTA.
Patty versus Paul. Okay. Let's not flip it one more.
Okay.
Patty heads, PTA tails.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Heads.
You just wanted Patty, man.
No, I really didn't. I was hoping that since we flipped, well, I mean, it's a 50.
We can also just say fuck it, do PTA. Best out of 3.
I said there was no point even doing it if we did that, but we can. I feel like we have Monster Velocity Rules, which I don't. Is that like a short film? Yeah, it's a short film. Never mind.
It's literally Monster Wonder Woman in 1984. That's all it is.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
What about I Am the Night? Is this a full?
These are all short films.
300 minutes. There's nothing short about that, dude. What are you talking about? This is Chris Pine, India Isley. What the fuck? 300 minutes?
Yeah, these are
300 minutes. Oh, it usually says okay.
Yeah, if you go on Wikipedia, her feature films are literally 3 of them. It's Monster from 2003. 14 years later, she does Wonder Woman.
Never mind. Reflip it. We're not doing Patty Jenkins. Sorry, Patty. I wanted to watch Monster, but like, how about come up with a couple more films first?
So what do you want to do? You just want to do PTA then?
No, do PTA. Flip for PTA or Barry.
Okay, so Barry versus PTA. Barry heads.
Barry heads, PTA tails.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Barry.
Heads.
Barry.
All right, that feels right.
Okay. We hate women. So,
or maybe we take this as a moment to say that maybe we need Patty Jenkins to direct more. We need to get Patty Jenkins some more
jobs. Yeah.
More jobs. Like we need to have her direct a few more films. I guess she has a Lego movie coming up, but like, it's like she did Monster and then it instantly just went into like Wonder Woman.
So we got Barry Jenkins next, and that's Moonlight. I've actually been wanting to watch it, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, you've watched it, right? That's why I was like, man, because like that Beale Street and
Beale Street.
I wasn't even familiar with Medicine or Melancholy.
Medicine, and then there's also Mufasa, his newest movie.
Fuck that, dude. I'm not doing it. I fucking refuse. I fucking refuse to watch Disney beat the cash cow dead of their old animated shit. It's not even.
I kind of want to watch the movie he at least wrote, which was The Fire Inside. He was the writer for it, which is a newer movie.
So those are if you want to do that,
but we'll do Moonlight and Beale Street. Really, that's kind of the.
Well, I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do Moonlight, Beale Street, and then Medicine for Melancholy. And like I'm down to like I'll try to fit it in. I should be able to. For you said it was what's it called?
Fire Inside. It's
The Fire Inside
bio sports film. It's directed by Rachel Morrison, but it stars Brian Tyree Henry and Ryan Destiny.
Not familiar with Rachel Morrison, but I wouldn't mind just watching something that he wrote. Like I'd be
I think that'd be nice to give it just like he directed some movies and then do his writing movie. That could be like a bonus one.
I was gonna say that would be a bonus because I'm gonna prioritize Beale Street, Medicine for Melancholy, and Moonlight. Like I was honestly wanting Barry more than all of them. Paul Thomas Anderson we can maybe do next, but I was definitely like, can we rig it and not do Paul Thomas Anderson? But
this is probably good. Like this is a small amount of movies to get back into the groove again. Because PTA has a big ass like catalog.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch all the Haim music videos that he directed.
You got to bring this up.
I do want to watch his new one with Leah.
His love for
I do want to watch his. I do want to watch his latest one. I keep seeing the trailer when I go to the movies for the one he's doing with
Leonardo
DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro. It looks funny as hell. I mean, we can look it up. It's the one where
one battle after another.
Yeah.
Which, talking about other movies, I'm excited for the new Ari Aster movie.
Oh, wait. I remember hearing rumblings of that one.
You haven't seen any of the other trailers are playing in the movies right now?
I think I might have seen one.
It has Pedro and Joaquin in it.
man, Ari Aster and Joaquin Phoenix are just like, even if like, did you ever see Beau is Afraid?
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
It's a trip.
Is it a trip, like a good trip, or like I only heard like mid things about it, which is like fine, like everyone should have their own opinion, but
it's
I just
too
like
damn long, but it's like an anxiety inducing movie. It's like basically he is paranoid about coming home to see his mom.
Well, let's put Ari Aster after PTA because I want to watch especially because if he has one coming out soon, but I do need to watch Beau is Afraid, and I love Hereditary,
Midsommar,
and Midsummer. So those would be a perfect lineup of films for me to watch.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm down for Barry Jenkins and Paul Thomas Anderson.
Okay,
that feels good.
So
that feels really
write
good.
That down then. So we'll do PTA next, and then we'll do potentially Ari Aster.
Yeah, and then I get to do There Will Be Blood. I've never watched There Will Be Blood yet.
We have to do PTA next then.
Yeah, because that's another one that's been on my list where I'm just like I never get around to it.
I want to do 1 month, because I like the idea of Jenkins versus Jenkins. Sounded funny to me, but
yeah, but like,
let's do
Barry
Coppola
Jenkins
versus
already
Coppola.
blows her out.
Because I just like after PTA and Ari,
I'm
maybe
down
let's do another female director.
You kind of knock out two of them. Yeah, it knocks out two of them.
Yeah,
I would love to watch Lost in Translation again.
And then we'll do a ranking of
Suicides.
Who has the better movies.
So we're gonna watch like the entire like freaking like Godfather trilogy versus Sofia Coppola.
Yeah, why not?
That's how you pit like that would start a war right there.
I'm telling you right now, I might be on Sophia's side, dude. And I know you are too. I think I'm
already on. So I was gonna say I already know I'm probably on Sophia's side, but
well, she made one of your favorite movies.
Yeah, I love and I fight for Lost in Translation.
She has a bigger catalog than I thought. I did not know.
Well, on that note, we're just rambling at this point. I feel like, and it's a good ramble. Nothing wrong with that. But to all of you listening, hopefully from a comfy spot in either your home, probably your home, or on a nice drive back from somewhere. Thank you so much for spending your time with Jared and I on our 17th episode of Some Damn Movies. Again, I am Ian, joined by the one and only Jared.
Jared. Hi.
And just I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope, again, if you're wanting to get on this next one, it's Barry Jenkins. We will be discussing If Beale Street Could Talk, Moonlight, along with Medicine for Melancholy. So go ahead and watch those. It'll probably be about 2 weeks. That's when we've been trying to put out like an episode every week or two, but like once a month we do the director one, and then another one which is coming up will be like just like a what have we been watching, kind of like a current movie. So we'll like I've watched a few, and Jared will probably get around to watching a couple as well. So that he can we can talk about probably, I don't know, which one was the current movie that you'd like to watch, because I've watched Mission Impossible, Superman, and Ballerina. I think are the three that and Jurassic Park. I watched all four of those.
I have zero.
But if you're gonna try to make it to one,
in Ballerina, I don't really like the John Wick movies.
It's better than the last three. I actually did enjoy it more, but like it's definitely more of it's definitely not for everybody. Yeah, they're kind of tiring.
I'm a big Mission Impossible fan. I saw the last Reckoning movie in theaters and really loved it. And I just like the entire series, except for Mission Impossible 2. That one sucks. So yeah, probably that one, and then second would probably be Superman. Superman, I'm fairly excited for.
All right, and then I pre-ranked
it, if you remembered.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah, no, I remember
because we watched the trailer on the video.
Yeah, because we watched it.
Ranked it.
What would you give it as a ranking?
I think I said I think I was going to give it a 3.
you're probably not wrong. It's probably gonna be a 3 for you. Like I don't want to go into it too far. Maybe we can try to get you to watch Superman before then, and maybe we can talk about both of those if Mission Impossible is still out as well. But maybe get you into a little bit of a double feature of some sort. I pulled that for Ballerina and Jurassic Park, and it was awesome. But yeah, so we'll work on that, and then definitely Fantastic Four coming up. That's gonna be a big one for us as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, that's all we got. So yeah, just thank you again. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about Penny Marshall. Maybe you have some. Maybe you love Laverne and Shirley. I don't know. Maybe you are. But yeah, we're gonna head out. So appreciate y'all. Bye.
Bye.